What's going on, y'all? Nice little off day today, but we still got plenty to talk about. We're going to talk about just when we're going to see our division foes next, for example. It's been a while since we've seen some of them. Obviously, we're going to talk a little bit about our favorite boys in Syracuse, the Crunch, as well. Also, that third line defensive pairing has been doing really well with Lilleberg and Mr. De Astus. And lastly, we're going to kick off a what if we're transitioning from one part of what if to another. It's still the same kind of concept, but we're talking about some new teams today as well. So let's go ahead and hop into this. First up is our division opponents. So we're going to be playing our division opponents next on the following dates. We're going to play the Canadiens for the first time this year on December 9th. That's part of a road trip. The night before that, on December 8th, we'll be playing the Maple Leafs for the first time as well. Boston, we're not going to play them again until the Stadium Series matchup at Raymond James on February 1st. We did beat them to notch our first win of the season back on October 13th, 4-3 win at TD. So, we'll always take that, especially because Boston is currently ahead of us in the standings. They are at 20 points on the season so far, second in the Atlantic. Montreal is first with 22. And then Ottawa is third with 19. We are right behind them with 18. So, getting there. Playing some better hockey, so it's working out for us. Speaking of Ottawa, next time we play them, we'll be at the bench on March 28th. So, remember, we played them opening night. We lost to them 5-4. We're not playing them again until the end of March. So, it's going to be quite a while. It's a pretty big gap. Meanwhile, Detroit, we're going to be playing them soon, too, in the next few days. Actually, this time next week, we should be playing them. We're 0-1 against them so far. We did lose that 2-1 matchup in Detroit on October 17th. Buffalo, we don't even play them for the first time until February 3rd at the bench. So, it's going to be a while until we play them. 7 division matchups before the new year remain. So, the real question is if the Bolts can win those matchups to continue their hot streak to make up some ground, right? Remember, we're playing the Panthers for the first time on November 15th, too. The first time we've seen them since preseason. So, the question remains, will there still be some bad blood from what happened in that game? And wouldn't be surprised to see some chippiness at least, because, as we all know, the Bolts really kind of got screwed with that one. They really Panthers should have had some penalties and fines assessed to them as well, and that didn't happen. So, hey, that's in the past. We're moving on. It's not the focus. The focus is now beating them so we can get past them this season. So, tough slates. Our division is really tough. Mostly northern teams except for us and the Panthers. So, we need some wins. So, if we can beat them over the next few weeks, it's crazy we don't play Buffalo and Ottawa until like February, Boston until February, Ottawa until March, but that's how the schedule works. Let's go ahead and check in on the Crunch, though, because the Crunch, they haven't been doing too bad. They've been doing pretty good. Probably the roughest week of the season so far this week. They did lose back-to-back games for the first time last week to the Charlotte Checkers in Charlotte. So, it happens. They are 8-4-0-0, though, despite the two straight defeats. They're second in the AHL North right now. Wojciech Stachowek. Wojciech Stachowek. That's when I looked at that. Is how you say his name correctly. Best week yet with the Crunch. 3-point performance and a 5-3 win over Rochester, 2 of which were goals. Dylan Duke also scored 2 goals in that win as well. So, we will take that all day long. Jacob Pelletier, he does lead the team across the board in goals, assists, and points. So 13 points, which split up to 5 goals, 8 assists. That's 0 plus minus, but that's okay. I think he's showing that, if we need offensive reinforcement, he should definitely be the first guy to come up. We did have to bring up the Astros to help out with defense. We have Nick Paul coming back soon. So really, the question is, do we replace someone like Jack Finley with Pelletier, or do we wait until Nick Paul comes back and just deal with it then? So, I'm interested to see how we take that. The Crunch do have 3 matchups this coming week. Tonight they're playing Utica on the road, and then over the next couple of days over the weekend. Actually, they have a back-to-back at home against Hershey and Belleville. So, get a couple wins there. First place in the North is definitely within reach. We see how talented this team is. It's kind of ridiculous. The goalies handle Fancy and Halverson too. I'm really interested to see if they're going to get an NHL shot soon because they've both been playing well. So, that's the problem with Vasi, and then JoJo's really stepping up and playing great hockey too. He's only got the one loss this year. So I get it. There's still so much talent in Syracuse. We just don't have the room for it right now. So as soon as we do, I'm really excited to see some of these guys come out. Especially Pelletier. I was really high on him in the preseason and coming off free agency, and I think he can be a real asset to Coop's roster. But he's just got to get a shot. And right now, he doesn't have one. So Donnie James is playing well since he came up. Charles Edward Deas-Juice, a.k.a. Chuck, is playing well as well. So, we'll take it. We will definitely take it. Speaking of Lilleberg and Deas-Juice, though, at the moment, it seems like they're not doing too bad. Before getting a penalty in the 3-2 win over the Caps on Saturday, Lilleberg actually had gone 5 games without a penalty. He also scored his first goal of the season in the Caps one as well. His underlying stats have greatly improved since teaming up with Deas-Juice over the last few weeks. While teaming up with Deas-Juice, his CF percentage is 53% as compared to just 44% with Darren Radish. So it's quite a big jump. It's what you want to see. Definitely a trend upwards. Based on his form earlier this year, it was fair for a lot of Bolts fans to want Lilleberg back in at least Syracuse, if not gone completely, because he's made a lot of really head-scratching, confounding mistakes, really a lot of dumb penalties, not enough impact on that third pairing. So it's understandable why the Bolts would want to move on from him. But since he started pairing up with Deas-Juice, it's been quite a bit better, and it's been fun to see. Very small sample size still, but if this continues, it's possible Maxwell Crozier doesn't even have a spot when he comes back. I mean, it could happen. I don't think that's true, but it could. So, both Lilleberg and Deas-Juice are on the younger side as well, which is great. That's exactly what you want to see. So any one of them could really form a strong duo, whether it's together or what's one of them a Crozier. Personally, I still would like to see Deas-Juice and Crozier be that third pairing. Even with Lilleberg improving, I'm still not sure if he's really the fit. But hey, who knows how Coop wants to run it, because we're about to have everyone back from injury again. Nick Paul's close, Crozier's close. We got Gergensen's back, so there's plenty of different ways this team can improve. And I think seeing what Lilleberg and Deas-Juice can continue to do in that third pair is not the worst idea. Darren Radish, I feel like, is not really worth the time at the moment. Like, if we have an injury, sure, but he should be a healthy scratch defenseman moving forward. So, we'll see. Once Crozier gets back, it'll be really interesting to see how they mix everything up. So, we're going to dive into some upcoming trade targets, though, because, we have quite a few games coming up. We're not quite done yet with the season. We're going to talk about the rest of this month for now. So, the rest of this month, we're playing the Rangers twice, the Panthers for the first time, the Canucks, the Devils for the second time, the Oilers, the Capitals for the third time. We're tied 1-1 with them. The Flyers, the Flames, and the Red Wings. So, a lot of these players that I'm going to briefly hit on here are offensive players, because, and honestly, the market has a lot more quality offensive pieces out there than defensive pieces. The Rangers, Artemi Panarin's obviously name that stands out. Matthew Remp's another one I like, and Juuso Parnason as well. A couple wingers, Gabriel Perioff, the young right winger, and then also Connor Sheary, because he's, very, very familiar with what we do in Tampa. And then defenseman Braden Schneider as well is another name that intrigues me out of New York. The Canucks, Evander Kane. Now, I say Evander Kane with a hint of salt. Like, obviously, his attitude is something we need to work on. But, man, he's solid as a winger. And he's getting up there, but he can still score. Lucas Reichel's another one, the center that really intrigues me. But they have 3 defensemen, led by Quinn Hughes, the superstar, who still needs a long-term deal, and I think would be right at home on the top pairing for the Bolts. Tom Illender's another one, the young guy, and then Elias Patterson, sorry. They 2 young guys that I think will really be building blocks for any team in the NHL, including the Bolts, so they'd be fun to get. The Devils, Andres Palat will be really fun to come back. Because, have him come back after getting Gord back. That'd be pretty fun. Dawson Mercer's another one. The right winger, young right winger for me. A couple defensemen as well. Dougie Hamilton and Simon Nemchek. The Devils have quite a few pieces. Honestly, if I have all four of those pieces, that'd be perfectly fine. That'd be great. But I don't think that would ever happen. So, I could. That's why we talk about it, right? The Caps, only a couple. Connor Michael and Sonny Milano. We've really kind of talked about them a lot with Ovechkin. Being free agent next year. And John Carlson as well. So, a couple more Caps players are pretty interesting. Brandon Duhaime was another one we just discussed. Plus Ryan Leonard. So, Caps have got players that would interest the Bolts. The Red Wings, also only a couple. JT Compher is one, the center. A couple right wingers. And the vet Patrick Kane, obviously. I think that'd be so much fun for a variety of reasons. So sue me. And Jonathan Berggren as well. Defenseman Simon Edvinsson also interests me. He's a young guy that can really, really kind of turn it on and be a contributor when he's still kind of finding his footing. The Flames have quite a few. Blake Coleman, obviously. Connor Zary would be another one. Devin Cooley, the goalie, would be interesting for me as a number 2, potentially against JoJo. So, the Flyers also have a couple goalies. Dan Vladar and Samuel Ersson. Zagreus, is a guy that always intrigues me. I think he could be a really, really good fit for this offense. And then also, the Oilers, definitely. Connor McDavid, I can still see a a trade of his happening because he didn't sign that long of an extension. He's going to want a lot more money. Stuart Skinner's the one that interests me because he is their number 1, but he's only got a year or 2 left in his new current deal, and that's it. So, could be something there. And unfortunately, the Panthers have a few players I'd like. I don't like the guy right now, but Mackie Samskovich, I think, would be really fun fit for our team. And I hate saying that because, we really want a Panther on our team. But hey, Verhage is turned to the dark side, so maybe we can convert one of theirs. So, plenty of offensive talent. Not a lot of defensive talent out there, though. Not a lot of goalies, So, I think some of the top targets that would be really fun to pursue would be a Panarin or a Samskovich or one of the Vancouver defensemen, Hughes or Pedersen would be fun. Connor McDavid obviously is a pipe dream for now, but hey, honestly, even a pipe dream can happen. And then Zagreus would be a big one for me personally. Y'all know I'm a big fan of his, and I think he'd be a really good fit for this offense. Other names that could be pretty cool for the right price. Skinner would be one. Definitely, depending on if we had some JoJo back or what the deal was. Patrick Kane, I think, would be fun as well, just for the veteran ring chasing. Few former Bulls, some Coleman and Palat. Dougie Hamilton would be really fun, I think. So Simon Nemchek. So anything would be possible. There's a lot of players on the board that are going to be free agents in the next couple of years, maybe in 3 years, that could be really good fits for the Bolts that might not be best fit for their current teams, or if they are, maybe something will have to happen. So, yeah, pretty busy one tomorrow. We're going to break down the Rangers Lightning game. Also going to discuss the what if. We're going to check on our divisional opponents a little more and mess around with some potential defensive pairings. So, this is Jordan Llanes signing off. I'll see y'all tomorrow. Have a good one. Stay out of trouble.